The term climate change is defined as a change in global and regional climate pattern. In particular, a change apparent from the mid to the late 20th century onwards and attributed largely to the increase of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by the use of fossil fuel. Evidence of climate change can be seen to the rise in sea level, the melting of icebergs, the warming of ocean, and the ocean acidification. Since 1880, the global temperature has risen about 1.9 Fahrenheit, in which 18 of the warmest years occurred after 2001. Sea level has rose 3.3 millimeter per year, and this number keeps on growing. Therefore, our team had conducted a survey which mainly targeted residents around Ipoh, Batu Gajah, Trono, and Sri Iskandar. The objective is to investigate the public's awareness about our environmental issues.
For the first section of our survey, we investigated the public's knowledge about the general environmental issues. Respondents had to choose 3 issues that concerned them the most. Air pollution had the highest percentage, which was 68%, which qualifies 34 out of 50 respondents. Air pollution is then followed by pollution of rivers and seas at 52%, while climate change had a total count of 44%. Majority of the respondents said yes when they were questioned if air pollution had affected their health in any way or their family or friends, which accounted for 82 and 80% respectively. 64.6% respondents were aware of the effects of air pollution. Some of the listed effects are limited vision due to the haze, higher temperature of the earth, acid rain, asthma attack, and delayed outdoor activities such as sports.
"66% of the respondents had never experienced damage due to the flood, while 28% did suffer damage. When the respondents were asked if they feel that the weather pattern is generally changing, 68% agreed, while 12% did not. The respondent listed reasons why they feel so, which include hotter weather, haze, air pollution, humans' activities such as illegal deforestation, illegal burning, and factories that emit excess carbon monoxide without proper filtering.
For the second section of the survey, we investigated the public's knowledge about global environmental issues. Majority of the respondents, which account 84%, had heard about climate change. Respondents knew that climate change includes global warming, change in environmental behavior, unusual and drastic change in weather pattern, and extinction of flora and fauna. About 82% of the respondents heard about climate change from the internet, 76% from the television, 54% from the local newspaper, and 52% from the family and friends. Local council had the lowest percentage, which was 8%, public libraries 12%, and energy supplier 20%. The respondents most likely would trust information that comes from scientists and the environmental organization, while the least likely to trust were family members and friends.
The respondents were then asked if climate change is important to them personally. So 64% of the respondents said that it is very important, while 24% said that it is quite important. This is because they think that climate change is destroying the earth, because it is affecting the upcoming generation and it will affect us from doing our daily activities. Respondents answered that climate change is caused by open burning, human ignorance towards the environment, illegal deforestation, greenhouse gases, and the use of non-renewable sources. Next, the impact of climate change. Majority of the respondents said that climate change will cause the rise in sea level, the natural disasters, and increase in global temperature. about 58% of the respondents said that climate change is affecting or is going to affect them personally, while 10% of the respondents think that climate change will not affect them in any way. Respondents listed a few reasons in why they think it will affect them. So the response that they give is that it will cause skin cancer, loss of resources due to animal extinction, respiratory problem, and also it will restrict outdoor activities greatly.
Furthermore, respondents were then asked who should be responsible for tackling this climate change, which is happening worldwide. 24.4% of the respondents voted for the national government and individuals should be the one having the main responsibility regarding this matter. It is then followed closely by business and industry and international organizations at 17.1% each. Environmental organizations were then voted by 9.8% of the respondents, while the local government had the lowest percentage, which is at 4.9%. 32% of the respondents said yes when they were asked if they had taken any action of concern for climate change, while 34% said no. They had taken steps such as opting for public transportation when possible so that less carbon dioxide is emitted, reducing the usage of plastic bag, planting more trees outside of their house, and not burning anything up in the open.
Majority of the respondents agrees to the following statements. We can all do our bit to reduce the effects of climate change. People should be made to reduce their energy consumption if it reduces climate change. The government should provide incentive for people to look after the environment. Climate change is something that frightens them. People are too selfish to do something about climate change. Leaving the lights on adds to climate change. Climate change is a consequence in modern life. The effects of climate change are likely to be catastrophic. Pollution from industries is the main cause of climate change. Experts are agreed that climate change is a real problem. Industries and businesses should be doing more to combat climate change. Government honestly want to do something about climate change. The government is not doing enough to tackle climate change. I feel a moral duty to do something about climate change. These statements were neutral to the respondents. Climate change will improve the British weather. Developing countries should take the most blame for climate change. The evidence for climate change is unreliable. The United States should take the most blame for climate change. Claims that human activities are changing the climates are exaggerated. There is too much conflicting evidence that climate change, whether it is actually happening. Recent floods in this country is due to climate change. The media is too alarmist about issues like climate change. Nothing I do on a daily basis contributes to climate change.
Majority of the respondents agrees to the following statements. Humans have the right to modify the environment to suit their needs. Humans are severely abusing the planet. Plants and humans have the same right to exist. Nature is strong enough to cope with the impact of modern industrial nations, and the balance of nature is very delicate and very upset. These statements were neutral to the respondents. Jobs today are more important than protecting the environment. If my job causes environmental problems, I'd rather be unemployed than carry on causing them. Having a car is a part of a good lifestyle. Humans were meant to rule over the rest of nature. Majority of the respondents disagrees to the following statement. I am unwilling to make personal sacrifices for the environment.